Hey, Wellness Wizards. I'm Brian Hogan, life coach, filmmaker, clinical therapist, and creator of the S.H.I.F.T model. S.H.I.F.T stands for Somatic Holistic Internal Family Tapping. It blends the nervous system regulation of tapping with the parts based wisdom of internal family systems, helping you move from reactivity to self led clarity. Today, in just about 15 minutes, we're exploring one of the most joyful and confusing experiences on the path of healing: effortless creative expression. But to get there, we have to talk about identity, because most of us create from a place of identity pressure. I need this to be good. I need people to approve. I need to be consistent with the story of who I think I am. Creative flow collapses under identity pressure. But once you begin to transcend identity, not abandon it, but rise above the need to cling to any particular version of you, something extraordinary happens. You become free to choose who you want to be in any moment. Identity becomes a garment you wear lightly, and creative expression stops being forced and starts feeling like a breath. There's a quote by a yogi I respect named Yogi Amrit Desai, and this is a quote I learned from Martha Beck and then have since followed it from him, and it is, "I exist in perpetual creative response to whatever is present." And that's what we're talking about here: being so flexible, so adaptable, so rooted in the truth of who you are and who you are not, that you are able to exist in perpetual creative response to whatever presents itself. So you get to create because you want to, not because you're proving anything. That's what we're going to step into today: the experience of creating from self, not from story. All you need is your body, your breath, and the willingness to be surprised by what wants to come through. S.H.I.F.T means somatic, healing through the body; holistic, every part of you is welcome; internal family, your mind is a community, not a dictator; and tapping, gentle rhythmic touch to regulate the nervous system. And today, we're not trying to force creativity or silence the parts that panic. We're creating enough safety in your system for self-expression to emerge naturally. That's what makes creative expression effortless. Not skill, not discipline, not pushing. Safety, permission, liberation from cultural programming. Self. That's your inner wizard. So take a slow breath, a nice deep inhale through the nose, and a long, slow exhale through pursed lips, like this. And let your exhale be longer than your inhale. And think of a moment when you wanted to create, write, film, speak, draw, imagine, even a to-do list, but something inside tightened. Maybe a part said, "Who do you think you are? This isn't good enough. People will judge you. You're not ready." Or maybe it shut you down completely. Distraction, scrolling, perfectionism. That's a protector. Its job is to keep you safe by keeping you small. Notice where this energy lives in your body: tight chest, shallow breath, jaw tension, a heaviness behind the eyes. Just notice, not fixing, not fighting. And as we do, just begin tapping lightly on the side of your hand, and then repeat after me. Even though this part blocks my creativity, I respect what it's trying to do. Even though it pauses or shuts me down, I know it's protecting me from something. Even though it fears what self-expression might expose, I can meet it with understanding. Top of the head. This part means well. Eyebrow. It learned creativity isn't always safe. Side of the eye. Maybe it remembers judgment. Under the eye, or moments of being misunderstood. Under the nose, or times I felt invisible. Chin. It tries to prevent pain by preventing expression. Collarbone. Its caution makes sense. Under the arm. And I can be present with it now. Okay, stop tapping. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and a long, slow exhale through pursed lips. And just sit with this. Notice what comes up for you. And as you hear the questions and prompts, pause the video as needed and take as much time as you need to be with what comes up. So what does this part fear will happen if you express yourself freely? Whose voice does it echo? Yours or someone else's? And what does it need from you before it can loosen its grip? And you can pause here and take all the time that you need. Underneath the protector is a softer part, the one that actually wants to create. Not the professional, not the perfectionist, not the critic, the tender, creative self. Curious, playful, imaginative. The child who drew with crayons or made up stories for the sheer delight of it. This part isn't trying to impress anyone. It just wants to express. So if you can feel that part now, maybe there's a lightness in the chest, a spark behind the eyes, a warmth in the hands. It's not fragile, it's precious. So just notice that part. And if you don't notice it, if you can't find it, imagine it. Imagine back to a time when you felt that creative, precious curiosity and touch into that feeling now. Our imagination is that powerful. And then repeat after me. Even though my creative self feels vulnerable, I can meet it gently as we're tapping on the side of our hand. Even though expression feels risky, I can listen with curiosity. Even though this part holds joy and fear, I welcome its presence. Top of the head. This is the part that wants to create. Eyebrow. It remembers imagination. Side of the eye. It remembers possibility. Under the eye. It remembers freedom. Under the nose. It remembers play. Chin. It doesn't need to be perfect. Collarbone. It just wants to be expressed. Under the arm. And I can reconnect with it safely. Okay, stop tapping. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and a long, slow exhale through pursed lips as you hear these reflective questions. Just tuning into yourself and what comes up. What does your creative self want to create for you, not for approval? If it could express without consequence, what would it choose? And how does your body feel as you give this part your attention? Remember, you can pause the video here and take as long as you need to sit with whatever's coming up for you. And now bring both parts into awareness. The protector who blocks expression and the creative self who wants to flow. Between them sits identity, the story of who you think you are or must be to be safe. Identity is useful until it isn't. Sometimes the protector is not guarding your heart, it's guarding your identity because expression threatens the story. So let's soften that grip. Tapping again on the side of your hand and repeat after me. Even though identity has felt tight and protective, I can loosen it. Even though I've clung to certain versions of myself, I can explore gently. Even though I feared letting go, I can experiment with spaciousness. Okay, top of the head. Identity can be flexible. Eyebrow. It can shift. Side of the eye. It can breathe. Under the eye. I am not one fixed self. Under the nose. I have many parts. Many identities. Chin. I can choose which one speaks. Collarbone. Identity can be a garment, not a cage. Under the arm. I can wear it lightly. Okay, stop tapping there. Take that nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and let your exhale through pursed lips be longer than your inhale. What identity has been restricting your creative flow? Just tune inward and see what's coming up for you. If you stepped beyond this restriction, what new possibilities appear? And what identity would feel joyful to put on right now? Pause the video here and take as long as you need. And then when you're ready, take a breath. Imagine the protector stepping slightly aside, not disappearing, just relaxing. And imagine your creative self stepping forward, curious, bright, and unworried. And imagine your identity story becoming porous, like sheer fabric. Self-energy, the spacious, compassionate, playful awareness underneath everything begins to lead the scene. From this place, expression becomes natural, simple, and effortless. You don't create, you allow. And let the universal flow happen through you. So when you're ready, begin tapping on the side of your hand and we'll repeat after me. Even though creation once felt heavy, I can experience ease. Even though I used to push, I can now allow. Even though expression felt risky, it can become play. Top of the head. I can express without pressure. Eyebrow. I can create without proving. Side of the eye. I can share without fear. Under the eye. I can explore without identity tension. Under the nose. Creativity is my birthright. Chin. Expression is natural to my nervous system. Collarbone. Self is in the lead. Underarm. This is effortless, creative flow. Okay, stop tapping there. Take that nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and a longer, slow exhale through pursed lips. And just tune into your own system. How does your body feel as the pressure lifts? What becomes possible when you don't need to prove anything? And just simply what wants to be expressed through you next. Pause the video here and take all the time you need. And when you're ready, just let this ease ripple outward. Imagine what it would be like if everyone's protectors softened, if everyone's creative selves felt safe to play, if identity became flexible instead of rigid for all of us, an entire world expressing freely. Your healing contributes to that. So let's come together, tapping on the side of our hand, and radiate this outward, repeating after me. Even though creativity is vulnerable, it is also liberating. Even though the world teaches fear, I can choose expression. Even though I'm still learning, I can lead with self. Top of the head. My creativity is part of the collective healing. Eyebrow. My expression creates permission for others. Side of the eye. Creativity becomes community. Under the eye. Expression becomes connection. Under the nose. Identity becomes freedom. Chin. Self becomes the artist. Collarbone. I can live from this place. Under the arm. This is the shift. Okay, stop tapping. Close your eyes if that feels aligned and take a nice, slow, deep breath in and a long, slow exhale through pursed lips. Just tune into your creative energy. What does your creative self want to do next? What promise can self make to your protectors? And how might you move through the world when creativity feels effortless? Pause the video and take as long as you need to reflect. And then when you're ready, take a nice deep breath. You've just completed a full shift, somatic, holistic, internal family tapping, focused on effortless creative expression. You met the protectors who block it. You met the tender creative self underneath. You softened identity, you stepped into self-led creativity, and you practiced expression without pressure. That's the essence of transcendence, not escaping identity, but becoming free enough to choose it lightly. So if this practice resonated, save it, share it, or return to it whenever you feel blocked or pressured. And if you want more practices like this, check out the rest of the Shift series. I trust you, humanity. See you in the next video.